Friendships. I mean, they're a huge part of our lives, right? But what happens when the people who used to know you better than anyone else start to feel, well, distant? It's this weird, sometimes kind of painful thing that happens. But trust me, it's a totally human experience. So let's get into it. Let's talk about why our own personal growth can sometimes create a gap in our closest relationships.
Okay, seriously, think about this for a second. You go meet up with a friend you've known forever, someone you've got a whole history with. You're expecting to leave feeling good, connected. But instead, you walk away just feeling completely drained, wiped out, and a little confused, maybe even a bit guilty for feeling that way. It's such a common thing, and we almost never talk about it.
So if any of that just made you nod your head, you are definitely not alone. This doesn't mean you're a bad friend, and it doesn't mean they are either. It's just a little signal that something deeper is shifting. And the cool part is, psychology actually gives us the language, a real framework, to understand what is going on under the hood.
So let's kind of put on our lab coats for a minute. We're going to do a little diagnosis here. We're going to break down the key ideas that explain this feeling of disconnect. We're going to get right to the heart of why a friendship that used to feel like a perfect fit might feel a little off now.
All right, first up, this is the big one, value drift. Now, this isn't some sudden, dramatic fight. No, it's way more subtle. It's this slow, quiet, and honestly, completely natural thing that happens. As we get older, we have new experiences, we read new things. What we care about most starts to change. Maybe you're now all about personal development, and maybe they're more focused on just keeping things comfortable and stable. Neither one is wrong, but that growing space between you? Yep, that's value drift.
Next, we've got something called emotional labor overload, and this is something so many of us feel, even if we don't have the words for it. It's that feeling when you realize you're always the cheerleader, right? You're the therapist, you're the go-to support system in the friendship, but that energy just isn't coming back your way. And over time, a relationship that should be lifting you up just ends up weighing you down.
And rounding out our top 3 is identity stagnation. Oh, this is that super awkward feeling you get when a friend only sees the old you, not the you that you are right now. They're still cracking jokes about who you were in college or bringing up stories from 10 years ago, and it feels like there's just no space for the person you've become. It's kind of like they're asking you to wear an old pair of shoes that you've totally outgrown. They just don't fit anymore. Okay, so we've got the diagnosis, we have the theories, but how does this stuff actually pop up in our lives? Let's move on to the evidence. I'm going to walk you through 7 really specific signs that you are growing and changing, maybe even a little faster than your current friend group. So as we go through these 7 signs, just notice which ones kind of hit home for you. This isn't about judging anyone, it's just about building your own self-awareness. Sign number 1, you find yourself censoring your good news. Maybe you got a big promotion or you started a new hobby that you're absolutely obsessed with, but when you're with them, you kind of downplay it. You hold back because you're worried it'll make them feel weird, or maybe you just know they won't really get it. So you end up hiding the most exciting parts of your life just to keep things smooth. Sign number 2, your conversations feel like a greatest hits album that's just stuck on repeat. Every single time you hang out, you end up talking about the good old days because, well, there's not a lot of new stuff to connect over. Look, a shared past is an amazing thing, but when it's the only thing you have left, that is a textbook symptom of that identity stagnation we talked about. Oof, this one's tricky, but it's so real. You feel this pull to slip back into an old version of yourself around them. You play the part of the party person or the carefree one because you can just feel that that's the version of you they're comfortable with. Being your real, authentic, current self just feels like it would totally mess up the vibe. And this one goes right back to that emotional labor overload. You start to notice that you're pretty much always the one to text first, to make the plans, to ask how they're doing. But when you're the one having a tough time, the support you get back feels, kind of shallow, or maybe it's not even there at all. The friendship's energy account is just always in the red. This right here is the most direct, in-your-face evidence of value drift. You find yourself cringing a little bit at their jokes, or their opinions on things, or maybe how they treat the waiter. The things that you've realized are super important to you, like kindness or ambition or curiosity. It just feels like those things aren't even on their radar. Okay, this one is a pure gut check moment. You know the drill. You get that text, "Hey, so sorry, can't make it tonight." And what's your first honest-to-God reaction? It's not disappointment, it's relief, a huge wave of it. That feeling is telling you everything you need to know. The hangout has become an obligation, not a joy. And that brings us right back to where we started.
You consistently leave your time with them feeling exhausted, maybe even questioning yourself, or just tired. You know, a good healthy connection should add energy to your life, not suck it away. If it's a constant drain, that is the clearest sign of all that something's just not quite aligned anymore.
All right, I know that recognizing some of those signs can feel heavy. But listen, the whole point of this isn't to make you feel bad, it's to empower you. So what's the path forward from here? Well, it's all about choosing to find and nurture connections that actually match who you are today and who you're trying to become tomorrow.
Looking at it this way makes it so clear. On one hand, you've got these stagnating connections. They keep you tied to your past. They're a one-way street for emotional labor, and they kind of force you to play small. But on the other side, you've got reciprocal connections. They support the future you. It's a mutual energy exchange, and they don't just let you grow. They actively encourage you.
So let's be really clear about this, because it's important. This is not a guide for how to ghost all your old friends. Not at all. Sometimes friendships can evolve, they can be talked about, and sometimes, yeah, they just naturally fade. This is really about giving yourself permission to honor your own growth. It's about saying, hey, it's okay that I need friends who see me for who I am now and who are excited about where I'm going. So, I'm just going to leave you with this one question to think about. Take a look at your circle, at the people you give your precious time and energy to, and ask yourself, which of those friendships are really truly fueling the person you want to be? Thinking about that, the answer can be a really powerful compass for your life